What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here today to bring you an NFL mailbag video. And you know what the question is, the hottest topic right now, in my opinion, in the NFL, and that's Antonio Pierce. Should he get the job for the Las Vegas Raiders? Let's talk about it. So this question came to me right after the Chiefs won. The Raiders beat the Chiefs. In a pretty wild game, and the Raiders fan was excited. They hit me up. One person in particular said, "Hey, it's Antonio Pierce's job, right?" And I had to tell him, and I'm gonna tell you guys the same thing. I'm gonna give you guys both sides of the coin. Why not to do it, and why they should do it, or why they might do it. But my personal opinion, the way I view it, for a multitude of reasons I'm getting to now, I don't think Pierce should get the job. And let's get into why first. And then I'm gonna hop into why he might get it or why he should get it, right? So first and foremost, Antonio Pierce, I don't like the situation he's in personally. Yes, his name is hot right now. Yes, the Raiders are hot right now. They beat the Chiefs. The momentum is swinging. The momentum is swinging his way to get the job. He's laying out there doing press conferences also that he wants the job. He's not shying away from it, which is I love it. It's great, awesome. But first thing, what's the matter of fact? Don't even go there. This the real first thing. How many years will Antonio Pierce get to turn around the Las Vegas Raiders franchise? Yes, he might get a multi-year deal. He might get a 2-year, 3-year, 4-year deal. Kind of cheap because it'll be a cheaper deal in my opinion because he doesn't have any coordinator experience. He's only been in the league for 2 years coaching, and I just think he's going to be a multi-year deal. It's going to be super cheap for a head coaching standard. But the question is, how many years will he get to change the team around? And I think 1 year. I think he'll be one and done. He'll get one opportunity to make this team a playoff team. And to me, that wouldn't be fair. Even though the contract might be a multi-year deal, I think he really has 1 year to prove himself as a real head coach, right? And speaking of his head coaching background, being in the league for 2 years, 45 years old, former linebacker, former leader, all that. We know Super Bowl champion. We know his whole backstory. I grew up watching him play, all that good stuff. But he doesn't call the plays, and his peers, former NFL players, that are now head coaches, Mike Vrabel, D'Amico Ryans, Kevin O'Connell, and Dan Campbell. Only one person out of those names has a head coaching job that has never been a coordinator, either offense or defense, and that's Dan Campbell for the Lions. And you know who his you know who his old coordinator is? Is Ben Johnson, the great Ben Johnson, who's probably the hottest ticket on the market right now for head coaching jobs. He was last year too. And the Lions read up his contract, brought him back, and gave him a massive pay raise to stay the line offensive coordinator. He's good at what he does, and I just don't. Pierce doesn't have a Ben Johnson on his roster as of right now to really be like, oh yeah, I feel confident in Pierce and his coaching staff to get the job done. So his lack of coaching skill, or experience. Also, even doing the normal activity as a head coach, or even like the game flow, he's relying on director of football or research Matt Sheldon on game management and things like that. So it's like, everything to me is pointing towards Pierce just not being ready right now. Best case scenario for me, honestly, I think Pierce parlays this job. He gets turned down for the job, right? For my best case scenario for Pierce, he gets turned down for the job. Fan base is hot about it. The team is hot about it, whatever. But he parlays this into a defensive coordinator job. That's what I would love to see. But I know the fans don't want another rich situation, which I'm getting to later about why. I think he might get the job because of the former special team coach for the Raiders during the John Gruden area, Rich. We'll get into that in a few minutes. But another thing as well, what would a team look like? I still think They have no quarterback. Obviously, O'Connell isn't the guy. So you're telling me Devontae Adams will go 2 years straight with the rookie quarterback? I know Jimmy G was there for the most part during this year, but a lot of the times it was Aiden O'Connell throwing the ball, and Adams hasn't had a great year. Last year with Carr wasn't a great year, and then you're going to tell me your star player Devontae Adams is going to hang around one more year to play with a rookie quarterback, no matter who it be. Drake May, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, whoever you might name. I don't think none of those guys will be phenomenal, light up type guys from the get go. Yeah, they might be cool. Yeah, they might show flashes, but none of those guys will be great from the get go. So you're asking your star player Devontae Adams to stay around one more year to not look like a star player. I think he's going to be going. I think Josh Jacobs will be going. Now, Josh Jacobs' part, as far as he goes, if he does leave, it might be cool because the Russian attack hasn't really been down with him out in his certain spots he's been out. So it's not really a biggest loss if you lose Josh Jacobs. But I just think that Devontae Adams and also having no quarterback as of right now, Hunter Renfro, he's not himself. If it's him, if it's a scheme, I'm not quite sure, but he's not having a great year at all. You only have Jacoby Myers, and he was brought in by Josh McDaniels and that coaching staff. So for me, long story short, to keep it simple, Antonio Pierce isn't in the best situation to succeed right now with the Raiders, whether it be the team, whether it be the contract he might get. I don't think, and just those two things alone, they don't align. The team isn't built to be a contender right now, and then the contract wise, he might get a multi-year deal as far as contract goes, but I think in reality he only has 1 year to show improve, and that's a tough part about it. Now, going to what I said earlier about Rich. Rich was a special team coordinator, the special team coach for the John Gruden led 2021 Las Vegas Raiders. And that team had a tough year with the Henry Ruggs drama, with John Gruden getting fired mid-season, also David Arnett, the cornerback, getting suspended for the rest of the year with the weapons and stuff like that. He came in, turned it around, made the Raiders, or helped the Raiders go to the playoffs, and they had a heck of a game in that wild card matchup versus the eventual AFC winners in the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow. And that was a special season. And the fans and everyone wanted Rich to get the job at least one more year as a Raiders head coach. And then Mark Davis said, no, thank you. We're going to go Josh McDaniels. So that, to me, right there, that could be the biggest regret that Mark Davis has had, and that might lead him to say, this the same situation. Well, not same. Excuse me. Not the same situation, but it's very, very similar. Not a lot of drama, thank goodness, about the John Gruden stuff and the Henry Ruggs, all that stuff. There's no off the field drama, just a bad coaching staff. But he might feel pressure. He might feel regret to do what he didn't do with Rich and do that with Pierce now. So, for me personally, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind that. But I still just say I don't see the upside for Pierce. Yes, Pierce gets to be a head coach, very young in his career. I understand it. Awesome. Look, I'm a black man. I love the black coaches getting the opportunity. I love it. Don't get it twisted. But you shouldn't be happy with just getting a head coaching job. You should want to set yourself up for success. But I do understand the point. People would say back at me saying, "Hey, at least he got it. At least he gets a shot. He gets a real legit shot. 1 year prove it deal." Not literally, but it will be that in my opinion. I mean, you betting yourself is cool. I get it, but I would rather have a chance at being successful, and I just don't think the Raider squad will be success or has the best chance to be successful with Pierce having a new quarterback, having no Devontae Adams maybe, with also the Raiders have a bad track record in drafting guys. They really do. They don't draft well. So you could pick the wrong quarterback. You could pick the wrong help on defense. You could pick the wrong offensive lineman. A lot of things can definitely go wrong with the Raiders and their selections. And I just think, man, the way history has shown with the Raiders, if I'm Pierce, I say I'm good, and I try my shot at a D coordinator spot and work my way. It'll take a couple years. I understand it's moving backwards in some people's eyes, but I just think it makes the most sense to let Pierce be a D coordinator, really show what he's worth in that spot if he wants to do that. I don't know if he even wants to call plays. So he might just be a head coaching guy who only does it do it the Dan Campbell or his way. And I'm a team motivating guy. I know what it takes to get here. I know what it takes to play at a high level. I'm gonna get y'all there, and my coaching staff will do the coaching. So I don't. It's not a shot at him because everybody doesn't have the same role, or everybody doesn't have the same dream as being a coordinator first. I get it. But in the same on the other side of the coin, though, it does kind of give you a glimpse of what you can do, or how you can, you know, you have your own merit, And he's a great player, or he was a great player during his time, but is he a great coach? That's the biggest question mark. I don't think we have an answer to. So we'll see where it goes from here. Like I said, my answer is no. For many reasons, I wouldn't give him the job, and I think Pierce shouldn't want the job. But since he does want it, he's made it public, saying he does want the job. It's on the grass, quote unquote. It's in the front. It's in the Raiders' ball court. Or the ball is in their court on what they're going to do with him. I think he might get it because of the rich situation from 2021, replacing John Gruden, all the drama, all the stuff going on, and Mark Davis didn't bring him back for another year. So we'll see where it goes, but that's it for video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.